Hey guys, it's Brandon Miniman from Pocketnow.com, and this is the hardware tour for the Sony Ericsson XPERIA X1. Now the X1 will come in a few different variants. This is the X1i, meaning that it has 3G bands for AT&T in the United States. So I took my AT&T SIM card, put it in, the device configured itself, and within a few moments I was using AT&T's 3G HSDPA network. So let's take a look at the device. To start, it's a mix of metal and plastic, which is really nice to see. We have brushed metal on the front. If we look closer in at the top, we have an ambient light sensor, and we have over here a front-facing video camera. If we go to the bottom, we have a few different buttons. So right here is the Sony Ericsson XPERIA panel button, and we'll talk more about that in another review. We have a call start button and a left soft key. To the right of that, we have a call end key, an OK button, and a right soft key. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a start menu button, which is very important if you're using it with one hand. Here in the center, we have an optical joystick, which you can use kind of like the Epics and the Samsung Epics and the Samsung Omnia. Although it doesn't have a cursor, it allows you to swipe your finger to the side to move to the right, or if you're on a long web page or if you're on a list, you can kind of move your finger like this. But you also have the option of the standard D-pad surrounding the optical joystick here, so that's really great. On this side of the device, we have the mini USB port, which is used for syncing and charging. Sliding over to the right, we have the speaker. If we turn over to the bottom, we have the lanyard loop. On the other side, we have the camera button. Pressing it lightly one time will focus the camera. Pressing it all the way down will take the picture. And then over to the right, we have a volume up and down rocker. On the top, we have the standby button and a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is really great. Okay, let's take a look at the back. The back is covered with also a piece of metal, the brushed metal, which looks terrific. Up at the top here, we have a flash for the camera, which is 3.2 megapixels. Let's take off the back because that is where the microSD card slot is hiding. Here it is. Unfortunately, it's under the battery cover, but it's easy to get to. The battery is 1500 milliamp hours, which is a pretty good size and should give us a decent amount of battery life. Okay, let's take a look at the keyboard. The keyboard is spring-assisted. It has that arc slider design to give you a better viewing angle, although the angle is just slight, a few degrees. Let's take a look at the keyboard close up. The keyboard is a 4-row keyboard. It's not like the Touch Pro, which has a dedicated number row right at the top. The numbers are embedded in the letters, so if you want to access them, you have to press the blue button here and then the numbers like so. The spacebar is super oversized. It's the width of 5 keys. I'm curious as to why they did this. The keys are kind of flat, although they have a little bit of a ridge on them, if you can see that, to help you feel for them. So far I've found this keyboard to be as easy to type on as the HTC Touch Pro. It's not amazing, but it's definitely pretty good. And then we have a start menu button here for quick access to that. In the bottom right corner we have an OK button. And that's pretty much it in terms of buttons for usability. We don't have a right or left soft key. So let's talk about the screen. It's 3 inches diagonal, and the resolution is WVGA, so that's 800 down and 480 across. That's the maximum allowed by Windows Mobile, much higher than any other phone out there, including the iPhone. The screen is not flush, and some people were complaining about that, though the first thing I noticed about the screen when I turned it on was that it had a really high sensitivity, and I think it not being flush has something to do with that, because the layers that need to press upon each other to register a screen press are now closer together because it is recessed. Another good thing about this screen is that it has a nice ledge on the right side, so that if you're moving scroll bars or you're trying to grab a scroll bar with your finger, you can rest your finger against the ledge and easily find the edge of the screen. So that's it for the hardware tour on the Sony Ericsson XPERIA X1. Next up, we're going to talk about the panels. I know a lot of people have questions on how they work and what they actually do. If you want to follow us and see videos before anyone else does, be sure to subscribe to our Twitter account at twitter.com/PocketNowTweets. And that's it for now.